Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news, and I'm going to give you exactly what's going on with the Durham probe report. The Durham probe is going to continue, by the way, with Jim Jordan and James Comer in Congress, within the House Judiciary and House Oversight Committees, while they're investigating Hunter and the classified data fiasco with Biden. Okay, so that's another story. Today in the Times, there was this big article on how the Durham investigation was filled with inconsistencies and people who didn't think they should investigate the investigators. And it was a typical attempt at undermining John Durham. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, the Durham probe, what we found out was successful. The first plea deal was Kevin Kleinsmith. He pled guilty. This is an FBI attorney, falsifying records to get a FISA warrant on Carter Page to continue FISA investigations. Okay, they had nothing on Trump. He wasn't a criminal mastermind, but they had to find some way to continue investigating him. So one of the attorneys at the Bureau falsified records to deceive a judge. Then in the plea deal, there was a negotiation where, he was overworked, so he didn't file the paperwork correctly. It was an attempt to deceive. Then they utilized, of course, an Alpha Bank story where they accused Trump of of communicating with servers in Moscow. This, of course, was a fabricated, absurd attempt at deceiving the public, emanating from Clinton's campaign, and we know this from her own attorney. Okay, speaking of an attorney, and that's under oath, both, who was it? Her chief of staff or her campaign chief, I forgot his name, and the attorney, Elias, stated that she had gone to, I believe, he stated under oath that she was a part of spreading the Alpha Bank story to media, that it was her decision to do so, or that her decision to get the story going. The server story was fabricated by a whole bunch of people who knew they were lying. We know that from the indictment of Sussman, who in a text message did lie to Baker, okay? The jury did not believe that the Federal Bureau of Investigation was duped. So that was seen as a defeat. But there was no court case where it was the trial of Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of these people conspiring to accuse Trump of something he didn't do. There was no trial like that. What Durham tried to do, and perhaps he should not have, was try to recreate the Mueller probe. But the Mueller probe not only found nothing, but was a public relations attempt to go after everyone around Trump, which was successful because they had all of media, and they had people like Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, and Richard Burr, and they had Republicans. So a big part of this is political will. We have the political will now. The House of Representatives is Trump Republican. So the Durham probe will continue. Maybe not John Durham himself, but the probe itself will continue. The people who are investigated are now being investigated by Comer and Jim Jordan and also the House Intel people. But the article today, and these articles are, he was under criminal investigation by Durham, Trump was. No, he wasn't. They were, they got intel that wasn't accurate regarding an attempt to deceive. One of the issues was that Clinton purchased a Steele dossier, which in itself could have been a plot by another country to sow division within this country, which it did. Then they say, well, it was from a Dutch spy, so it couldn't have been accurate. There's nothing but assumptions and innuendo and opinion within or speaking to people that happen to agree with the view that Durham shouldn't have investigated the investigators, who found nothing, by the way. Okay, Durham found more with a plea deal and 2 failed cases than Mueller ever did. Not one person was influenced by a Facebook ad or a Twitter bot. Not one individual in 320 million Americans. Because we haven't seen the evidence of that. And so the same people who complain about Trump not accepting results are the same people who never accepted that Trump defeated Clinton fair and square. And so, and even Jimmy Carter was in on it. Oh yeah, another country, the Soviets, the Kremlins. Even he was in on it. It was the biggest, most absurd, maniacal hoax of all time. But because people in authority said, well, we think it could have happened, then you have half the electorate believing a Red Scare McCarthy era myth. Clinton, who I think will be the 24 nominee, she'll be the 24 nominee. Clinton hired the attorney to spread a false Alpha Bank story, purchased the dossier along with the DNC, and had loyalists within the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Strzok, Page, McCabe, all of these people. They're all at CNN or getting wonderful articles written about them by the same media that said Trump was an operative of another country, now saying that the Durham probe is just really bad. This is all public relations. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's like people aren't interested in what's going on, but you should be, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things are changing, and I don't think people really see that. So anyway, watch this channel, and to my viewers, thank you so very, very much. Hit subscribe, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day. And also H.A. Goodman's other channel, I will be growing. I'll continue to grow that one. To my super thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so very, very much. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications, and become part of a newsletter there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge because the Durham probe, the fact that the report is coming out, the report's not going to look good for the people who set up and framed Trump. The Mueller probe and the Russia probe was only about despising Trump. It had nothing to do with national security. Not one person was influenced. Not one person. There were articles written up until the moment Clinton lost that never mentioned anything about interference from the Kremlin, and only that Clinton was going to win in a landslide. There was even an article the day of, in 2016, in November, where Politico talked about they got the person they wanted. They were elevating Trump according to the campaign emails. It wasn't just the DNC emails. There were Clinton's own campaign emails that were published. And within those campaign emails, Trump was elevated. They thought that he was so extreme, nobody would vote for him. And of course, everything they do backfires. So then they created this absurd myth that people truly believe. Okay, even if, which there's no evidence at all, that the DNC was infiltrated by another country to inform you that Bernie Sanders was cheated. Okay, again, all their criminality and corruption is rebranded, remarketed as another country wants you to know about Hunter's laptop. And then we know that, the New York Post was suspended and censored because of that. But see, here's the thing, and I'll have a live stream later tonight. I will have a live stream definitely tonight. But here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. The Durham probe report is coming out. It's going to be very bad for the same people we learned in the Twitter files went after, basically censored free speech. Government officials, along with Twitter employees, and work together, and the DNC to silence and censor the New York Post reporting on Hunter Biden. Adam Schiff, who was at the forefront of all of this, could become Senator of California now. So the Democrats, they go ahead and there's incentive to just promote complete and utter nonsense for 7 years. If Trump doesn't get the Arizona and Georgia Republican parties, you might get Hillary Clinton's first become the second female president, because I think mashed potato brains will resign and Kamala Harris will become president. But anyway, that's another something. They're trying to force Biden out and have him resign. But again, people say, well, Hillary, they can't run her again. They ran Fetterman. Hello? Fetterman is a senator. Biden is president. Anything's possible on the Democratic side. They have all of media propping them up. They don't have Twitter anymore, which is a huge disadvantage. And they don't have Congress, the House. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. The Durham probe will live on. And it'll probably be a lot easier to prove. It was already proved that there was bias beyond, bias we've never seen before. Okay? The fact that they didn't say, yes, we agree that there's bias, Democrats, is irrelevant. Okay? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I'll be back in a couple of hours.